So friends, in earlier class, we have studied this about critical cooling rate. So there are two types of transformation: time temperature transformation and continuous cooling transformation. So time temperature transformation is TTT, is also called as IT diagram. IT means isothermal transformation. Samples of austenite means who are having austenite structure. Samples from the austenitic range are kept or hold in the temperature bar below 727. That is capital T1 650, capital T2 600, capital T3 500, capital T4 450. So all these temperatures were constant. So at that temperature bar, samples were kept, hold there for some time, and during holding period, austenite is converted into the perlite. So product is perlite. So when complete transformation takes place, this is called as diffusion controlled transformation. Just in notebook you write down austenite dash perlite is diffusion controlled transformation. Means what? Movement of iron atoms as well as carbon atoms takes place, and both atoms will move here and there, and they will rearrange themselves. Means FCC structure is rearranged to form mixture of BCC and orthorhombic. So this takes place due to complete movement of the atoms. That's why perlite transformation is called as diffusion controlled transformation. So only write austenite that use perlite dash diffusion controlled. Next line. Now when capital T2, capital T3, capital T4 you are using as a experiment, at that time what happened? The working or the cooling temperature go on decreasing. So earlier transformation was at higher temperature. Now your transformation temperature go on decreasing, go on decreasing. So I have explained you what is meaning of A and B in previous class. So transformation temperature go on decreases, delta T increases, incubation period decreases, rate of transformation increases. Okay. And then capital B, as the transformation temperature decreases, then diffusion rate decreases. Diffusion rate means what? Movement of atom. FCC पासून BCC आणि ऑर्थोरोम्बिक होण्यासाठी त्या ॲटमला इकडे तिकडे मूवमेंट करावी लागते. जर ते टेम्परेचर कमी झालं तर ते ॲटमची मूवमेंट होणार नाही. इट इज कॉल्ड एज डिक्रीज इन डिफ्युजन रेट. When diffusion rate decreases, atomic movement will become dull, and in that case your structure will not be perfect alpha plus Fe3C. It will be alpha plus Fe 2.4C, and that alpha plus Fe 2.4C structure is bainite. So write austenite that gives bainite dash. I hope you are writing austenite that gives bainite dash. So this transformation is partly diffusion controlled, partly diffusionless. Sometimes atoms will not move easily, so that's why it is not complete diffusion controlled, partly diffusion controlled and partly diffusionless. And now third line. When your working temperature, that is cooling temperature bar T4, T5, T6, if you are at T5 or T6, that temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. So you are still at 850 degrees Celsius. Directly you are dipping in temperature bar whose temperature is 180 or 200 degrees Celsius. Directly within fraction of second, 800 to 150. During that period, atomic movement will not be there. Atoms didn't get time for movement. When atoms didn't get time for movement, what happened exactly? So this is layer of the atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Layer of the atom is now in FCC stage. As soon as you cool it fastly, there is no time for movement of the atom, and they only just slips from their position. Only movement, only displacement. So because of this displacement of the atoms, the FCC structure disturbs and becomes BCT. There is no movement of the atom. There is no diffusion of the atom. Without it, crystal structure changes from FCC to BCT. So this phase will be very hard, and name of that phase is martensite, and this product is called as diffusion less product. I repeat once again, in case of austenite to martenite transformation, there is no diffusion, there is no movement of atom, and FCC converted into BCT just by slipping of the atomic position, and atoms will move only by one atomic distance, just slipping, and this is without movement of the atoms. Hence, this transformation is called as diffusion less transformation. Write down austenite gamma that gives M martensite dash diffusion less product. Now what you have written, somebody have to read now. These 3 lines I have. Snehal Mane. Am I audible, Snehal? Snehal Mane.
Yes, sir.
Can you read these 3 lines? Read it fast. Net problem. Again, this is standard problem. You are not. If your willpower is more, you can give answers there. It means you have not written these statements. Whatever I told. Rhythm.
Yes, sir.
Please read these 3 statements.
Yes, sir. Austenite gives perlite, which is diffusion controller transformation.
Correct. Second.
Second is austenite gives bainite, which is
Not audible. Rhythm. Austenite give bainite.
Which is partly diffusion control transformation and partly diffusion less transformation.
Correct. Third line.
Third is austenite gives martensite, which is diffusion less transformation.
So correct. Other students, if you are not written, please read it and write it correctly and make one square bracket to all these 3 statements and make star. These are very important statements for interview, oral, MCQ, anywhere such questions may be asked. That's why these statements are important. Now come to this diagram. CCT. Already last time in hurry at end we have drawn. That's why I have kept it for a long time here. Now in normal circumstances, cooling is not isothermal. Means you are not in. Suppose in industry you are doing some molding process and you have taken casting. So molten metal is poured and then it becomes solid. But that solid product cools as it is in the air. You are not going to keep it somewhere at constant temperature. Isn't it? How the cooling behavior is. So that's why if you start cooling with slow cooling rate, suppose that this first cooling rate is shown here, 5 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Celsius per minute. So 10 degrees Celsius per minute meaning is what? Just put your stopwatch. Solidification, or suppose temperature of casting is 1000 now, it is cooling. So start. After 1 minute, that temperature will be 990. After 2 minutes, temperature will be 980. After 3 minutes, temperature will be 970. In this way, per minute, 10 degree drop. Means you are coming to perlitic zone. In the same way, you are at 700, then you are at 690, you are at 680. So during this process, perlites start to form. Means complete arrangement of the atom will take place. By the time this transformation starts here and ends here, by the time you reach here, all austenite gets converted into perlite. I hope you are getting my point, because cooling rate is very slow. They will rearrange themselves, and from here after 1 minute. From here after, the just cooling takes place because austenite has already converted into perlite. Same thing, if you little increase cooling rate 50 degrees Celsius per minute, so 900 to 850, 850 to 800, 800 to 750, 750 to 700, 700 to 650, 650 to 600, 550, 500, 450. So during this cooling process, 50 degree per minute, from here, austenite will start converting into perlite from here, and by the time it reaches here, it becomes complete perlite. And at room temperature, you will get perlite. But if you measure the microstructure of case number 1 and case number 2, case number 2 have more fine perlite than case number 1. Slower the cooling rate, coarser will be the perlite. Coarser means I told the meaning, gap between the fingers. These two fingers are cementite, cementite, ferrite, cementite, ferrite, cementite, ferrite. So if this gap is more, this is coarse perlite. If this gap is finer, this is fine perlite. Okay, fine perlite is having better properties. That is next lecture we will get the explanation for it. Time being you remember. Now, if your cooling rate is again faster, 150 degree or 80 degrees Celsius fine perlite. Suppose 150 degrees Celsius per minute. So austenite will start converting into perlite here. So if you have 900 to directly at 750, 750 to 600, 600 directly, 600 to 450, 450 to directly 300, 300 to directly 150. So with very fast cooling rate, transformation starts, but it will not over, and you are coming to lower temperature zone, and that's why incomplete transformation takes place. Now, I have not shown bainite here. One question is asked. Bainite is difficult to form during continuous cooling. Write this statement. Below this diagram, you write. Bainite is difficult to obtain during continuous cooling. Listen, and then I will dictate. Don't worry, this reason may be asked for 3 marks. Earlier it was asked for 2-3 times. Now your cooling rate becomes faster and faster. Now, if you come, I will drop this cooling current. I will directly come here. This cooling rate is 300 degrees Celsius per minute. So your temperature is 900, suppose. In 1 minute it becomes 600. In second minute it becomes 300. And in third minute it becomes directly room temperature. So there is no time for movement of the atoms. And directly austenite is converted into martensite. Okay. So there is no movement of atoms. So diffusion less product is obtained here. Now remember, faster the cooling rate, chances of cracking and distortion of the specimen are more. You can check at your room with permission of your mummy or I, whatever you are calling. Whatever pan she is using for preparing the rotis, that is hot. If you sprinkle the water, it will make noise, sound. काय होता तो तवा तडकतो असं म्हणतात. So very hot part immediately comes in contact with water, chances of cracking are more. So this is risky. You are going to form the hard phase. So hardening consists of formation of martensite. When I want to make the part hard, I am dipping in water. Part becomes hard, but chances of cracking, you are taking risk of making it cracked. If you want to avoid that risk, what minimum cooling rate you can achieve? So this is explained here. See here, 250 is the, now one more thing. Just for example, I have selected this 80, 50, 250. Type of material, this exact value is different. Okay, just for your understanding, I am telling. If I select 250 degrees Celsius per minute,
It just avoids nose of CCT. याला nose म्हणायचं. Just avoids the nose of CCT and gives martensite. No any single percent per line. So what is difference in this cooling rate and this cooling rate? This also gives martensite. This also gives martensite. म्हणजे 300 also gives martensite, 250 also gives martensite. But chances of distortion and cracking are less in 250 degrees Celsius per minute. Okay, then what? That's why optimum cooling rate, critical cooling rate. So that is always beneficial. We want hard phase martensite. At the same time, we want less chances of cracking. So if you shift little right 240, you will become 10% per line. That we don't want. And if you shift to left 260 degrees Celsius per minute, martensite, but chances of cracking will increase. Okay, so critical cooling rate CCR is the optimum cooling rate which just avoids the nose of CCT so as to give 100% martensite by avoiding perlite transformation. Okay, now we have written the statement of bainite. Now I will explain. Your cooling rate will start forming the perlite. When your cooling rate becomes little faster, perlite transformation already started. So alpha plus efficiency already started. And if your cooling rate is faster, what happened? Beyond certain level, that is below this nose, during continuous cooling. Suppose if you come here, you are cooling continuously and you are coming to 400 degrees Celsius temperature. And if you hold there in bath, you will get bainite. I repeat once again. If you are cooling continuously 900, then 880, 850, 840, this is slow rate. If it is faster, 900, then 800, then 700, then 600, again faster cooling rate, 900, 700, 500, and directly 300 by 200, 200 degrees. And if you come to the 300, 350 degrees Celsius, and if you remain there for sufficient time, so your structure will be perlite plus bainite, because up to 300 degrees Celsius you are coming by cooling, whatever cooling rate, it forms some percentage of perlite, and there you are holding in the benthic zone, that is 350, 400 degrees Celsius is bainite formation zone, and there you will get bainite. So your microstructure is perlite plus bainite, but we are not holding there, we are continuing same way down in the air itself. So whatever remaining austenite is there, suppose 30% perlite forms up to here, remaining 70% austenite directly converted into martensite because of fast cooling. That's why bainite transformation is difficult to obtain during continuous cooling. If you want bainite, you have to cool isothermally, you have to hold at that temperature. Okay, write down this. I will dictate these 3-4 statements. Bainite is difficult to obtain during continuous cooling. Underline dash. During continuous cooling, transformation starts at some temperature, and it finishes at some other lower temperature. Full stop. Next line. For slow rate of cooling, austenite in bracket FCC bracket complete is converted into perlite. That is alpha plus efficiency, BCC plus alpha.
Full stop. When cooling rate increases, comma, austenite starts to form perlite. Austenite start to form perlite. And by the time it reaches to Baltic zone, either perlite transformation finishes, in bracket slow cooling, or remaining austenite converted into martensite, in bracket fast cooling. Next line. Hence, it is difficult to obtain bainite during continuous cooling. Full stop. Next line. It can be obtained by isothermal cooling. It can be obtained by isothermal cooling. Or this reason justification is over. Next line. Critical cooling rate. CCR. Critical cooling rate. It is the optimum cooling rate which just avoids nose of CCT so as to give martensite by avoiding perlite transformation. So friends, this is as far as this critical cooling rate is concerned, continuous cooling transformation, time temperature transformation, all these are basic things. I explain you what is diffusion controlled transformation, what is diffusion less transformation, and what is in between diffusion controlled and diffusion less transformation. Theoretically, we said that bainite is difficult to obtain during continuous cooling. But during continuous cooling itself, if you hold there for sufficient time, if you maintain your some environment, now it is at 300, it will not allow to cool below that for sufficient 10-15 minutes. Then you can obtain bainite there. But some special arrangement of holding is required. And once holding is there, it becomes isothermal. That's why in pure continuous cooling, it is difficult to obtain. Okay.
Now, these whatever parts we have studied in previous class and this class in unit 4, all are the basic fundamentals of heat treatments. And hereafter now we'll start actual heat treatment processes. Okay, I hope you understand this. Go to next line and write the title, heat treatment of steels. May I erase this diagram? I hope now almost for 30 minutes this diagram was there on the blackboard. Heat treatments of steel. Write down the definition. I think I have dictated this definition to you. Heat treatment of steel. I will just explain you once again. I think for previous class I have dictated this definition. Just turn the pages back and see. Heat treatment, it is nothing but heating and cooling cycle. Why? What is significance? Why you are going to do this? You are going to follow the heat treatment for improving the properties. As per our requirement. That's why the word is desired properties given. Definition is, it consists of heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature, soaking there for sufficient time, and then cooling with different cooling rates so as to achieve desired mechanical properties. I think you have written this. Yes or no? Somebody answer. Abhinay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, if anybody of you have not written, you please take it from your friends. I repeat in fast once again. Heat treatment is nothing but heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature, soaking there for sufficient time, and then cooling with the various cooling rates so as to achieve desired mechanical properties. Now, what are desired mechanical properties? This is the question. Number of mechanical properties are there: hardness, softness, toughness, okay, strength, wear resistance, resilience, creep, fatigue. Last chapter we are going to study there. So here heat treatment, mainly we are focusing on few important properties. Two important out of them are hardness, softness, and again toughness improvement, strength improvement. So whatever improvements in the properties are there are number of ways for improvement of hardness, strength. Heat treatment is one of the method to increase the hardness of the part. Remember. So which are the heat treatments? There are more than 20-30 heat treatment processes. Out of that, basic heat treatments and some other surface treatments we are going to cover in this topic. Which are these heat treatments? Just I will enlist that heat treatments to you. So annealing, normalizing, hardening, tempering. Then types of annealing: homogenizing annealing, full annealing, stress relief annealing, recrystallization annealing, partial annealing, box annealing, bright annealing. These are the types. Then in case of hardening also have the types: Aus tempering, mild tempering, conventional hardening, sub-zero treatment. So these are number of heat treatment processes will be covered. Then some special surface treatments are called as case hardening treatments. So flame hardening, induction hardening, then carburizing, cyaniding, nitriding, carbonitriding. Then in carburizing, solid carburizing, liquid carburizing, gas carburizing. So these are the treatments which you are going to cover under this bit. Apart from this, there are number of treatments which are not part of your syllabus, which are the thermomechanical treatments. Thermomechanical means heating, cooling cycle at the same time, some mechanical working is in between carried out. So these are osforming, isoforming. These are not part of your syllabus. If you Google it, or if you can see in the even your book of Podgire, you will find these another heat treatments also which are not part of syllabus. So that's why that will not be covered. Just I have told for your information. Now any heat treatment will be start with the definition, and whatever standard definition I have given, other heat treatments will fit in all that. All other definitions will fit in that standard format. Okay. So now let us start with the this first type of conventional heat treatment, that is aniline. Write down. Before that, we will write 4 conventional treatments: aniline, normalizing, hardening, and tempering. These 4 are important basic heat treatment processes. And now let us start one by one. So first heat treatment, next line write down aniline. Definition. It consists of, write down, it consists of heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature, comma, soaking there for sufficient time, and cooling with various and cooling with very slow, make underline to word very slow, cooling with very slow cooling rate in the furnace or in the insulating material. I will repeat once again. Please check any missing of the word. Aniline, it consists of heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature, soaking there for sufficient time, and then cooling with very slow cooling rate in the furnace or in insulating material. Now, just pay attention. Cooling in furnace, what is this logic? Furnace is actually used for heating. What is logic of cooling in the furnace? So actually, okay, before I explain, can anybody tell what is your understanding by this statement, cooling in the furnace? Mr. Yasser Khatik.
Yes, sir.
Please explain what you understood from this statement, cooling in the furnace.
Means you have to cool the metal in the furnace.
How? Furnace is used for heating.
Yes, sir.
Then how to cool in furnace? Anybody other?
Maintaining constant temperature for the.
Now there is no constant temperature. Cooling with very slow cooling rate. That statement you read. That's why very slow cooling rate can be obtained either by cooling in furnace or by cooling in insulating. Insulating material, what it does? It will not avoid fast heat transfer. It will cool very slowly. Same way, the furnace in which you are carrying out heating, very simple. Shut down that furnace. Close that furnace. Heating will stop. Doors are closed. Then what will happen? As doors are closed and there is no further heating, temperature will start dropping slowly. Are you getting my point? So this is called as cooling in the furnace. So cooling in the furnace means just closing the furnace, putting off the furnace and closing the doors so that the slow cooling rate is obtained. In this way, the microstructure which you will get is perlite. So what is product of annealing? Every heat treatment's product you remember. Write the statement. Product of annealing is perlite. Make star. So it is completely diffusion controlled transformation. Now, what exactly the annealing process means? Before that, just write down types of annealing processes. Types of annealing processes. One below other you write. Full annealing. Full annealing. Second, diffusion annealing. Diffusion annealing. Third, this partial annealing. Or one more word is there for diffusion annealing. Homogenizing. And third, partial. Stress relief annealing. Stress relief annealing. Recrystallization annealing. Box annealing, oblique bright annealing. One more is remaining. Here you write in between, if space is available. Spheroidizing. SPHERODISING. Spheroidizing annealing. Full annealing, diffusion or homogenizing annealing, spheroidizing annealing, partial annealing, stress relief annealing, recrystallization annealing, box annealing, bright annealing. What are these types? So, annealing have number of objectives. Each objective covers one type. So, until and unless not specified, annealing is full annealing. Remember this. So when I say only annealing, it is full annealing. When I want to say specifically, I can say diffusion annealing. I can specifically say stress relief annealing. When I say only annealing, hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Somebody answer? Okay. So until and unless not specified, annealing is full annealing. So one line you have to write for these types. Okay. And actually, what is details process of annealing? It will be covered in full annealing in next class. So by the time one line you have to write. Go to next line. Full annealing. Underline dash. Until and unless not specified, comma, annealing is full annealing. Full stop. It improves mechanical properties. It it improves mechanical properties by refinement. By refinement. Second line. What is second line? Diffusion or homogenizing. Homogenizing annealing. It consists of heating of the castings at little higher temperature to form homogeneous structure full stop. Slow cooling from that temperature will give uniform properties. Now this homogenizing or diffusion annealing is heating temperature is higher than all other annealing temperatures. Even for full annealing, if temperature is 850, for homogenizing annealing it is 950, 1000 degrees Celsius. Now what happens if you heat at this higher temperature? There is a scale formation. Scale formation means what? You might have seen if some metallic parts are heated in some fire. Scale म्हणजे ते पापुद्रा निघून जातो मटेरियलचा. So that layers of the material get removed. That is called as oxide layers. That is called as oxidation at higher temperature, which forms the scale and it gets removed. So that is the drawback of homogenizing annealing. But whatever the profit or whatever the improvement is there, you get uniform properties. So somewhere you have to compromise. Next, third, spheroidizing annealing. Spheroidizing annealing. Dash. It consists of formation of globular perlite. Formation of globular perlite from lamellar perlite. Now make star and write one reason in bracket. This reason may be asked. Globular perlite have better mechanical properties. Second question. High carbon steels and alloy steels. High carbon steels and alloy steels are marketed म्हणजे विकले जातात, are marketed in spheroidized condition. Spheroidized condition. So this detailed explanation I will give in next class. Okay, remember this. Somebody have to remind. Samruddhi, I will give this responsibility to you. Please remind me. I will let these two results because one or two times it was asked in examination. Then third or fourth, partial annealing. It consists of heating of the steel between A1 and A3 temperature. A1 and A3 temperature, comma, soaking and cooling. So there are, so this part I will explain in next class in full annealing. So So for hypoelectric steel, it is full annealing, but for hyperelectric steel, it is partial annealing. There is a reason. That reason I will explain during full annealing. Okay. Every type of annealing, what you are observing, all these types are made depending upon the objectives, and every annealing have different heating temperature. Okay. Next slide. Stress relief annealing. Stress relief annealing. So aim is to relieve the stresses. For example, if you have headache problem, म्हणजे माझं डोकं दुखतंय पण मला चहा पाहिजे. This is a common statement made by every people. What is this? Just if you take the hot tea or hot coffee, you get relaxed, your brain gets relaxed. In the same way, if your casting is having full stress because of some mechanical working and forging, you have carried out hot forging or cold forging, number of impacts you have made, so it becomes stressful. So some stress should be relieved. In that case, there is no phase change. Just it is heated at a little higher temperature, so and cooled. So as there is no danger of phase change, make star mark this statement when I dictate. Then there is no danger of phase change means you are not going above 727. Your heating is below 727. Okay, right on. It consists of heating of the casting oblique forging, at temperature below A1 temperature, below critical temperature, below, make underline to this word, below A1 temperature, bracket complete, soaking there and cooling slowly. Full stop. Internal stresses are relieved. Now make star mark and write. It is also called as subcritical annealing. This is interview question, oral question, or MCQ question. Subcritical means what? Below critical temperature. Whatever earlier parts I have explained, earlier types I have explained, all are hitting above A1. But this stress relief annealing heating is below A1. That's why it is subcritical treatment. Next, recrystallization annealing. Recrystallization annealing. Now, one example, that is rolling. You have studied rolling treatment, manufacturing process in MP. Rolling consists of decreasing the thickness. What happened? Thickness decreases, length increases. So your grains go on becoming flat, crystal structure disturbs, and further flatness becomes very difficult. So you are going to reduce thickness from 10 mm to 2 mm. So you come to 10 to 8 to 6. Further, if you try to make flattening, it will crack. Then why? Because grain becomes flat. To avoid it, it is heated. Because of heating, new crystal structure is produced, and once again you can go and make it further flat. So recrystallization annealing is usually carried out intermittently between cold working processes for improvement of the crystal structure. Recrystallization annealing is carried out in between cold working processes for improvement of crystal structure.
full stop. Make star mark. It is also subcritical annealing. It is also subcritical. Subcritical means below 727. Last one, box annealing oblique bright annealing. Actually, you can write separately, but I will dictate commonly. Now, this annealing is just carried out for improvement of the surface characteristics. If you heat the part at higher temperature, and if you have a shiny part, that shiny part becomes dull because of heating at higher temperature, because of formation of oxidation, oxide layers. So, if you have taken final product and just by annealing you are going to send for dispatch, at that time this process is carried out. What happens? To avoid the oxidation, the samples are heated in the controlled atmosphere, reducing atmosphere. So box means your box furnace is there where charcoal and cast iron pieces are kept. Cast iron is rich in carbon. Pure charcoal or coke is pure coke. So if you heat in that presence, chances of oxidation are less. Bright annealing consists of heating in the controlled atmosphere. The carbon-rich gases are there. Some gases like argon also are there, which are neutral gases, and that will avoid the oxidation. Because of this box, you are in black area. So many times in industry, this is also called as black annealing. As heating is carried out in presence of charcoals and coke, many times in industry, this is also called as black annealing. Just write down. This annealing consists of heating of the steel in reducing atmosphere. That is coke, cast iron pieces in bracket, box annealing, oblique black annealing, bracket complete, or in presence of controlled atmosphere, in bracket gases, carbon rich gases or reducing gases, neutral gases, so argon, like argon, etc. So this is all about types of annealing. In tomorrow's class, we will start with actual process annealing, actually full annealing. So until and unless not explained, annealing is full annealing. So what are the microstructure changes? What is heating temperature, soaking time, and how cooling is carried out, and how microstructure changes at every stage. This main part we are going to cover from tomorrow's class. Take a screenshot of your attendance. Friends, not to miss lectures. The next lecture is again very important, where main type of annealing I am going to teach. Okay? I hope you understood this lecture. Thank you. We will stop here.